This is an update video on the ongoing situation involving Officer Danny Torres and his troubling history before the detainment of Miami Dolphins star Tyreek Hill. If you've been following this story, you already know that the Miami Dade Police Department crossed the line when Hill was pulled over and detained. But what you might not know is that Officer Torres, the officer involved, had already been suspended 6 times and received multiple written reprimands before his encounter with Hill. The Miami Dade Police Department recently released Torres's employee profile, and it's a pretty alarming read. Torres had been suspended for a total of 50 days between 2014 and 2019. His first suspension came in February 2014 for 5 days, and things just went downhill from there. In 2016, he was suspended 3 more times, and then he received a 20-day suspension in 2018, followed by another 10-day suspension in 2019. It's hard to believe that despite all these suspensions, he was still on the force when he detained Hill. On top of that, Torres had 4 written reprimands over the years, but we don't have all the details on what exactly led to these. The police department hasn't been too quick to provide any more information, but what we do know is that Hill's detainment was just the latest in a long line of questionable incidents. Right now, Torres is on administrative duty while the department investigates what went down on September 8th. And let's be real here. The body cam footage that came out was nothing short of shocking. Even Miami-Dade County Chief of Public Safety James Reyes said that the actions we saw in the footage were deeply concerning and definitely didn't meet the standards expected from law enforcement. Tyreek Hill has been clear about how he feels. He thinks Torres should be fired, and honestly, who can blame him? Hill has also said that if he weren't a famous football player, things could have gone even worse for him. He believes he might have been shot or arrested if he was just an average person, and that's pretty terrifying to think about. In fact, Hill went on NBC today with his wife to talk about this exact issue. Let's take a look at what he had to say.
I'm getting arrested. I'm getting arrested.
Miami-Dade police releasing new body camera video that shows what happened Sunday when officers pulled NFL star Tyreek Hill from his vehicle, shoved him to the ground, and put him in handcuffs, not far from the stadium.
It went from 0 to 60 immediately, man.
The Miami Dolphins wide receiver sitting down with NBC News, along with his wife, speaking out on the incident that started when he was pulled over on Sunday.
You're speeding. Don't knock on my window like that.
Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here. That way you can lower it and talk to you.
Just get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do.
In the video, you can see Hill roll up his window. He's ordered to lower it again before the situation quickly escalates.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now.
The seat go down, so it's almost like you got to push up to get out. You know what I'm saying?
When we tell you to do something, you do it.
That officer, obviously he was having either a bad day or he just wanted to have a power trip over me.
Miami-Dade police have ordered an internal affairs investigation and placed 1 officer on administrative duties, but did not ID them. Hours later, Hill scored an 80-yard touchdown in the Dolphins' season-opening win.
Oh, he's a ghost!
Celebrating like this after the TD with a mock handcuffing on the field.
What message were you hoping to send with that celebration?
Like I said, man, you got to learn how to laugh and have a good time, man.
Some of Hill's teammates stopped to help. One of them, defensive lineman Calais Campbell, was also temporarily detained. Hill believes the incident could have ended differently if he were not a superstar athlete.
Worst case scenario would have been shot, or either you would have been locked up.
The Dolphins have called the police officers' actions towards players, quote, overly aggressive and violent. A representative for the union that is representing the officer on administrative duties says that Hill was, quote, very uncooperative, and that led to his being, quote, redirected to the ground. The union adding the officer who was put on administrative duties is a roughly 25-year veteran of the department.
It turns out that Torres was involved in several complaints during his time with the department. While many were cleared, 8 of the allegations were sustained. These included unbecoming conduct, improper use of force, and even improper use of his body camera. Sure, Torres has received commendations for things like professionalism and dedication to duty, but with a track record like this, it's hard to overlook all the red flags. This latest incident started over an allegation of careless driving and not wearing a seatbelt, though Hill said he was wearing his seatbelt and only took it off after he was pulled over. The body cam footage shows an officer knocking on Hill's window, which didn't sit well with Hill. who told the officer,
Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Like what? Why do you have it on? Hey, keep your window down. Danny. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car.
Give me your ass, mama.
Get out of the car.
Give me your ass, I'm gonna break that freaking window.
Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this.
things escalated quickly, and before long, Hill was face down on the pavement, handcuffed. Dolphins defensive lineman Calais Campbell and tight end Jonnu Smith happened to drive by, saw what was happening, and stopped to help. Campbell ended up getting handcuffed too, and later told ESPN he was just trying to defuse the situation, but found the officer's behavior to be extreme. So here we are. Torres' lawyer is now claiming his suspension is premature and is pushing for his reinstatement. But with a history like his, many, including Hill, are questioning whether Torres should even be allowed to stay in law enforcement. Thank you for watching this update on the troubling incident involving Tyreek Hill and Officer Danny Torres. It's clear there's a lot more to this story, and we'll keep you posted as new details emerge. In the meantime, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Remember to stay woke, and we'll see you in the next one.